Hello, I'm Shannon Farrell with the OSU Department of Agricultural Economics, and this marks the segment in the video series where we're going to start talking about estate planning. Now, whenever people think about estate planning, they kind of view that as the be-all and end-all of their planning process. And lots of people focus on estate planning to the exclusion of their business succession and overall transition plan. So what we're going to talk about in this short video is the importance of estate planning as part of your transition plan. Now, if you've watched some of the earlier videos in the series, you recall that there are three primary reasons that we've seen that farms and other small businesses don't successfully make the transfer from one generation to the next. First among those is inadequate estate planning. Then following that are inadequate capitalization of the business and lack of an opportunity for the next generation to prepare for the roles that they're going to face in the new phase of the business. But what we're going to talk about today is that item number one, the lack of adequate estate planning. And it's important to understand that estate planning is an integral part of the transition planning model overall. As we talked about earlier, if we were talking to someone outside of agriculture, we'd probably have one business succession plan that would deal with their business assets, and then we would have their personal assets handled through an estate plan. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about an estate plan, which is hugely important for you as an individual, but remember, that estate plan in the context of the farm business that's going on to the next generation is also going to be tremendously important. There's lots of reasons for that being an integral part of the transition planning scheme. First off, remember that the business succession plan is going to handle the transfer of the business assets, but that still leaves our personal assets to be handled somehow. And remember also that we are probably going to be holding some portion of the business ourselves, probably even until the point that we pass away. So there has to be some sort of plan, our estate and gift plan, for handling those portions of the business assets that we still own individually. Through our business succession plan, we may have given some ownership of those other assets to other people, but we still hold a share of the business ourselves, and that's what our estate plan is going to take care of. It's going to see to the final transfer of our own business interest to everyone else that may be involved. Now, we need to make sure that we have some sort of ownership that we can use to transfer to the next generation, and the proportion of ownership that we've got can be small if we've already transferred a lot of our ownership to the next generation, but we may also be at an earlier point in the transition planning process, in which case we might own a significant chunk of the business assets. And if that's the case, then our estate plan is ever more important to the business succession plan because it's doing more of the business succession as well. It also underscores the need, if we've got a large proportion of the ownership of the business still in ourselves, that we have to carefully coordinate that estate plan with the business plan. So to kind of sum things up, your estate plan and your business succession plan are all part of the transition plan model that we've been talking about in this video and workbook series. And your estate plan is a hugely important part of that. So don't overlook that, and don't overlook your business succession plan either. For the rest of this section of the series, we're going to be talking about your estate plan and some of the tools that you can use for it. But in the meantime, if you want to refer to any of our other materials or any of the other videos in the series, just go to our website, agecon.okstate.edu/farmtransitions. I'm Shannon Farrell with the OSU Department of Ag Economics. Thanks for watching.